What's up, YouTube? Thank you so much for joining me once again for another episode of Life by Design. And today I want to discuss with you something that perplexed me when I was starting my business for the first time. I had no idea how to start my business when I had no money. And I'm sure you're in the same situation, or you might have been in this situation in the past. Even if you're not in that situation anymore and you have some money, but still, you want to have some leverage and you want to be able to find some creative ways to make money without using your own money. This is what this episode is about. And I'm going to be discussing with you two methods so this way that you can make money online. And one method is the tried and true working hard. You're going to have to go out there, make some money on your own, and then reinvest that money. And option number two is using leverage that's out there, whether it's from banks, whether it's from your credit card, et cetera, et cetera. So these are the things that I'm going to be talking about in this episode. So make sure you stick around. And please, before we begin, make sure you smash that like button and also make sure to subscribe down below. Thank you so much and stick around. All right, so let's begin. Before I start teaching you how to make money online, whether it's on Amazon FBA or whether it's on eBay, first I want to discuss with you how I started. So I started in 2001, but if you've seen any of my other videos, you're going to realize that I started in 2001. I had absolutely no money. I learned that there were two methods to make money in this world, and that was OPM, which is other people's money, and OPT, which is other people's time. Those are acronyms that if you go online and research it, there's a wealth of information that you can learn about. So I started drop shipping in 2001, way before drop shipping was even a thing. So when I started drop shipping, I started making money right away, but I was using other people's time and I was using other people's money. So the people were shipping it for me. They were doing I was bringing in the customers. I was making the sales on my end. But then the customers didn't realize that I was sending this order to another company for it to be fulfilled. And so I started making money and I started paying the company at the end of the month. And so I racked up enough sales over maybe 1 or 2 years that I had a lot of savings at that point. And then this other company kicked me out. They're like, wait a second, you're making more money than us. I don't know what you're doing with your marketing, but obviously you're doing way better than us. So now it's time for you to buy wholesale from us. So I started buying wholesale, and that's how I made money. So you know that method is going to be a little bit more difficult today because when I started, Google was brand new. They were just letting anybody into their search engine without you having to do a lot of hard work. So I want to leave that option out of this because drop shipping takes money to make money these days. So you have to have some investment capital in order to do that. But I just wanted to give you a quick synopsis of how I started with no money back in the day. But if I had to start all over again, this is what I would do. What I'm about to teach you is what I would do if I had to start all over again. All right, so as I mentioned, there are two different methods. Method number one is going to be your own effort. This is going to be some hard work that you're going to have to do, some legwork that you're going to have to do to make some money on your own. And it's basically ROI related. What is ROI? ROI stands for return on investment. You're going to put in $50 and perhaps you might make 15%, perhaps you might make 100%, perhaps you might make 1,000%, depending on how you leverage your money. So as a great example, if you look around your house, you're going to have a lot of stuff that you don't need. These things have been sitting around for a very, very long time. You haven't used them. A lot of people have huge DVD collections. They might have CD collections that they don't listen to anymore. CDs are a thing of the past, so are DVDs. These days you go on Hulu or Amazon or I don't know, anywhere, and you can download any movie you want instantly and you can watch it instantly. There's a person out there on eBay who's got a collection of 10,000 or 15,000 that maybe has something that's missing in their collection that you can offer them. And you can sell that DVD that you purchased for $25, $30 at the time. Now you could sell it for $150 now. So that's one thing that you can do. Other things, you know, these little things that in your house that are just sitting there, you may think that they're worthless, but believe it or not, these things on eBay could be worth a whole lot of money and you wouldn't even know it. So my suggestion is to make a list of all the things that are in your house. Go through your closet, straighten out your entire house, get rid of everything that you don't need, put it into a huge pile. Go on eBay, create some listings, and start selling these things. And once you sell these things, put it in a bank account, and this is going to be your seed money for starting your online-based business. The other way is if you have 50 bucks sitting around, you can take this $50 or $100 and get an eBay or Amazon calculator, Amazon FBA calculator. There's a ton of them on the web that you can find some of them for relatively cheap prices, like $10 or $15 a month. You can probably just use one of them online, or you can use a free one. If you open up a Seller Central account, they're going to give you a little Amazon app, and you can start going to stores and start scanning items. If you see something that's profitable, add it to your shopping cart. So you buy $50 worth of merchandise, sell it for about $150 or $100, you make 50% to 100% profit, and you keep doing that over and over again until you have enough seed money to invest in bigger products. And so when you find something that you like, buy more of it. Buy more of that product if it sells right away, and in return, put that money back in, and that's ROI right there. That is getting a return on your investment. You're going to keep churning that money, and you're going to make more money out of the money that you already spent. One huge thing that I realized when I first started, which I didn't do because it required a lot of legwork and I didn't really want to travel that much. At the time when I started this business, it was back in New York, and it was probably in one of the worst times of the year. It was snowing outside and I didn't want to go out too much, and plus there weren't any flea markets around. So I would suggest that you go to flea markets. I would suggest you go to these swap meets. A lot of these people are selling these electronic equipment that are obsolete now, but there are people out there, like specifically like elderly people, who are still looking for these things. They have memories of their weddings. They have memories probably of their children's children. They have them in DVDs. They have them in VHS cassettes. You know, there are a lot of people that are selling these used equipment that they no longer need for next to nothing. And you can pick up these used equipment for relatively next to nothing and sell them on eBay. So let's just say you go and find a VHS recorder. This VHS recorder, you can probably pick it up for like 15, 20 bucks, but you can sell it on eBay for 150 because these things don't exist anymore. Nobody has them, nobody sells them. And if they do, it's going to be for a lot more expensive than it currently is. Maybe that person wants this model because this model is one of the favorite models. This is one of the best models that they ever made. They don't make them like that anymore. They have the certain options that they don't have anymore. So this person is looking for it. So that's something that you can definitely do as well. So just to go back and recap, method number one, raise money and sell it on eBay and Amazon. And basically this is called retail arbitrage. So that's method number one, which is using your own effort. It's going to require some legwork, but you can definitely take that $50, $100, and you can multiply that by $300, $400, probably in a couple of weeks, maybe even less, depending on how many times you can buy that product and keep flipping it. So that's method number one. Method number two is using OPM and OPT. OPM, remember, is other people's money, and OPT is other people's time. One thing that's great is there are a lot of cashback credit cards. And these cashback credit cards, they give you 2% cashback on every purchase. For instance, I think I have the Capital One Venture card, which is my personal card, and then I have the Capital One Spark card, which is the business card. So you can sign up for one of these cards. They give you 2% cash back on every single purchase. If you're buying $1,000 worth of merchandise to resell on eBay, that's going to be $20 cash back every single month. I know that's not a lot, but let's just multiply that the entire year. So not only are you using other people's money, which is the bank's money, to make money, but you're also getting cash back at the same time. That's how I started my business. That's how I started in 2014 when I started doing Amazon. I had money, but I wanted to use OPM. I wanted to use OPT. I had my own money, but I wanted to be creative, and I wanted to leverage credit cards because I was buying stuff and I made sure that I had to sell everything and flip it before the month ended because I wanted that money back so I can pay the credit card companies. I never ever once incurred any credit card debt, and I never paid interest. So that's something that I highly recommend for you. If you want to get started and you have a credit card, even if it doesn't have any cash back, you can use your credit card to begin. Start buying stuff on it. Make sure that these items move very, very quickly. Because if these items don't move very quickly, then your bill's going to come and then you're going to accrue interest. And you don't want that. The other option is there are companies out there like Cabbage. Cabbage doesn't use your credit score in order to open up an account for you. So what Cabbage does is they go through your existing accounts, your bank account, Maybe you have a PayPal account. Maybe you have an Amazon seller account, an eBay account. You plug all these in. I don't know what they do. It's some kind of witchcraft algorithm that they have in the background somewhere, but it analyzes your entire account from all these different places. And what happens is they give you an internal score. I don't know what it is, but they come out and say, this is what we can offer you. It could be a couple of hundred, it could be a couple of thousand. So that's another way that you can begin. Even if you have bad credit, maybe that's something that you can do as well. And last but not least, I don't really recommend this because it can be really difficult and ruin relationships, but you can ask a friend or a family member for a small loan, a couple of $100, a couple of $1,000, depending on the strength of your relationship with your loved ones or your friends. I don't really know if I can recommend this one 100%, but do this on your own terms. It's always a tricky situation when you're asking a friend or a relative for money. And that's entirely up to you. But hey, you got to make money. You got to start one way or another. And so that's basically it. To recap, method number one, using your own effort. And method number two is using other people's money, which is either from a bank or a loan, or perhaps maybe someone that you know. There are no excuses these days to not start an online business. All you need is a little bit of seed money. All you need is to make some effort in the beginning, and then later on the business will grow on its own, and you just keep taking that money and putting it back. So that's my recommendation. Let me know if you have any questions. Comment down below, and please don't forget to smash that like button and also subscribe. Stay tuned for the next episode, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.